Hello everybody and welcome along to the channel. We are here with SRS Racing here for their round 5 season 2 in Mexico. Sorry, a little bit of a brain fart there, but just to get in, I think some people are just readying up now. We're just waiting on someone getting into the lobby. We've already got some people joining us already, so welcome along everyone. Aston in the chat saying yes, so obviously happy that I'm live. Oh, timer started. But here at this Mexico track, this has got a really long straight on the start finish. The whole track is 4.304 kilometers, or in that miles is 2.674. We're going to end up having 36 laps here. There's 17 corners, 2 DRS points, but only one two DRS detection points. So that's one DRS zone will be fully incorporated by that, and the other two will be activated by the one DRS detection point. So it's a bit of an odd one. So you could get past on the main straight and then still have the DRS after you've passed the car ahead. So it's going to be fun to see. I've got Thomas saying good to be back and back fully. That's brilliant. Hello from Static here for the best comms. Welcome along, Static Lazy, and we've got Chick there also, Robbie Short. Nice, welcome along. The tyres we're going to be using are the C4 softs, C3 mediums, and the C2 hard compound tyres. We're most likely going to just see the soft tyres in qualifying, so just get all the data up there. 18 drivers here tonight, so let's see who is going to be the first one out. I'll have a quick look. And we'll go to... where is it? Here we go. The standings. So here we go. We'll have a look at the standings right now. We'll wait for some drivers to come out. We've already got an Alpine there coming out. Let's see, is that Monnier? Nope, that's the other Alpine of Dan, I think. That was an Alpine, wasn't it? Yeah, it's Dan. There we go, so it's just changed. So we'll go on board with Dan just now and sit with him. On the medium tyres, that's a bit of a... just trying to get a few laps in, it must be. See how quick they are on the medium tyres also, so it's a good little comparison we could see. So, in first place right now in the drivers' standings is Fatty McBatty with 116 points, and we've got Idle North in second place on 112, just nipping at the heels there. 96 points for third place CJ Drama, then we've got Benji on 76 points. We've seen Benji fan in the comments already. So he's sitting in fourth place currently, 40 points off the lead right now. We've got Dan, who we're on board with right now, in fifth place on 58 points. In sixth is San, and San is on, oh my Jesus, but this phone was just doing a hell of a trick there, 55 points. So we're seeing Dan right now on their lap, so we'll just sit on board with them. We've got Monnier in seventh, they're on 46 points. On 35 points is Static Lazy, with Hatham in ninth on 35. 1 point behind them is Dr. Braden in 10th. So that's the top 10 in the drivers lineup right now. Let's just get this chat section back up again. There we go. So we've got Dan just coming into the 4, 5, 6 section now. Turn 6 there of Rabat into the hairpin. Now coming through the S's of 7, 8 and 9 there. How's he going to fare? Does quite nicely there. Got the DRS open. Now it's just a little short run with the DRS isn't really overtaking opportunities much there, considering just before that there is a complex S section through the stadium. Oh, bounces off the wall there. That'll certainly impact the time of that Alpine, but they managed to get in a 1:15.870. Static Lazy, though, comes in and stomps that 1:15.249. Nicely done there from the Sauber driver. We'll go further down right now and see who is going to be next up. Got Little Jim here. Let's see what time the RB driver is going to be able to do it. Coming across the line now, 1:15.305. Got I am on Quack just coming through the stadium section. Turns at 13, 14 and 15. Now he's got turns 16 and 17 to do, and across the line goes quickest, 1:15.121. Nice time there from the Aston Martin driver. We'll go on board with Healy. Oh, Thomas, 1:14.496. I think he might be the one on Quack. That was an insane time, I will say. Oh, it seems we're going to be restarting the lobby, it seems. I'm just trying to find out why we were restarting, but it seems we're going to be restarting. I think there's been a little bit of confusion. Some drivers in the wrong seats, unfortunately. So we are going to be restarting real quick, so that's a bit unfortunate. So we're just going to wait and hopefully everyone does end up leaving and managing to get out quickly, and we'll be getting an invite soon enough. Sorry about this here, folks, just a little bit of a error there. So there we go. It seems that most people have finally retired, so that's good to know. I think we're just waiting on Monye, Idle North, and CJ Drama. Oh no, CJ Drama's gone now. So we'll just go to main menu just now and get this all booted back up. Hopefully everything does run smoothly. We've just got an invitation there, it seems. There we go. Ferrari's on dial-up. Oh, well, let's hope it's not going to be the case during the race, or that will be a bit of chaos, to say. come on, I think we've only got a couple more folks. I think it's, is it one or two we're just waiting on? Hopefully they could get in real quick. Yeah, look, there seems to be another one on the dial-up. It's a bit unfortunate sometimes. I will say that is one issue sometimes with the with it being cross-play. Sometimes there have been issues. I'm unsure how fixed they are at this state, considering how far we are into the game. But I do know that if it is just across the same platform, the signal is a lot stronger. So a little bit of an issue with that, but hopefully EA could fix that. We're talking about EA here, so no, they won't. Just waiting on, I think that's it. So hopefully we'll get started soon. This is taking a bit longer than expected, but oh, we've got another person in. Oh, we've got 19. Nice one. And it seems we're getting going now. So there we go, folks. We're getting back racing again. Tom is saying I should not be in that Merc. I'm going to be doing 114s. Well, we'll soon see. I think it's fair start on the mediums then. We'll see how you do on the mediums, Thomas. Or better yet, try the inters. Might work out better for you. Well, looking at the clouds anyway, that might actually be the case. There may actually be some rain coming, possibly. Any update on the weather conditions, Thomas? If you're still in the chat, or anyone who is racing right now is in the chat, let me know. Seen a big gaggle of cars all start to come out already. Who's that up front now? Ah, it's Max Steer. So, Max Steer. Who is me? Oh, so it's going to be dry. Oh, that's a pity. It's always fun when a little bit of puddles get involved. Oh, me is Night Flash. Alright, cool. Got ya. So that's Night Flash is in the Williams. Currently in 8th place in the pits right now. Cool. So, going right off track there was Max Tier, and it seems that Spike is going to be trying to get a slipstream here. It's not going to be good because he's going to have that V-carb right there. It's a bit silly to be starting your lap being that much quicker than your rival, and they're racing down to turn 1. This is unusual, something you're not meant to see in qualifying. They're going side by side and racing, definitely impeding one another. I could definitely see the V-carb there of Max Steer is going to have something to say about that. I think he was a bit too close, Spike was. Let's go back up to Max Tier though and see how they are doing as they're just starting to come through the S's at the end of Sector 2. DRS is wide open, just looking at the rear wing there. See that Orlen sign pointing to the sky. Yeah, it was seeming like a bit of a mini race there. A race down to turn 1 to see who was going to be getting on their lap, and as you can see, it definitely impeded Max Tier quite a bit, 116.292. But we've seen Healy and Dan, Static Lazy, and CJ Drama all put in times 115s for all of them. Fastest being CJ Drama, 115.361. Who is going to be the next one up? We've got a Haas of, I think it's like one of the J's. Oh, that was a close one there. I'm on Quack, just avoiding that Red Bull of Jack there. That was a very, very close one there, I will say. So we'll get that away. Let's see, Monier's just starting their lap. We've got Thomas, who did go fastest and put in a 1:14 in the first qualifying that we just had. Going through turns 1, 2 and 3 quite nicely, picking up a little bit of a slipstream from that Alpine. Now into turn 4 and 5 there, into Esse del Lago, now into Rabac. The Haas getting off the track there nicely. Now into turn 7. Guys on, seeming like you're lagging a bit there, Thomas. Stealing a bit of McDonald's Wi-Fi here. Now coming down into turn 12 and into the stadium complex of 13 and 14. Just a couple of corners left to go. It's that Red Bull just in front. I think he's only managed to put in a 116.233. Oh, but that was just a normal out double warm-up lap. So we'll see how they're going to do now. Mick Wi-Fi, yep, pretty much. I've seen a good few people in my recent days with with the Mic Wi-Fi. It's not fun, to say the least, especially when you're in contention for a good result. Let's see how Thomas is going to do on this flying lap. Got that Ferrari just up ahead of them. I think that's Monnier, who will need to get out of the way real quick, and they do, but definitely impeded Thomas a little. Through the final couple of corners to go across the line, and go P2, 115.379. Just under 2/10 off of CJ Drama in Aston Martin. Nice time there. We've got the other Mercedes of Sun. Actually managed to get this up and running quite quickly there. Again, so he's jumping into the pits. We've got the Scott there of Benji. Let's see how they're going to do in the Williams. Just coming up to turn 12 now. Hooks that in quite nicely into the stadium section. Turn 13 and 14 there. And we've got 15 at 16 right here. And 17 is this little corner right here to the line. Oh, 115.278. Goes provisional pole with 10 minutes and 20 seconds left on the clock. But it seems that we've got the Quackhead here in the Aston Martin on a lap right now. Still yet to set a time. And the turn 12, oh, and just invalidating. Just going that little bit deep into turn 12. And I have a feeling if he was listening, it was me that put him off. That would have been hilarious, to be honest. We've got Monnier just finished doing another prep lap, it seems, maybe. Little Jim down in 12th position. We've got Jay. I think they've just finished the lap in 11th plus 116. Right, so let's have a look, see who's on a lap. We've got LSA currently sitting in 5th place, 115.422 is their time to beat. They're just coming up to the end of Sector 2 right now, just came through the S's. Now reaching the end of Sector 2, and they're actually down on their time, unfortunately. So they're currently looking to set a 115.8. We'll see how that is going to fare. Have to dive into the pits. We know they were too much down on their time, and yes, they were. So into the pits does LSA come. Little Jim will be coming into the pits, and I do apologise because during that time there I did miss that Thomas actually put in 115.166, and Static Lazy went was just 0.003 of a second quicker. And a 115.163. There we go, Night Flash. 115 flat, 115.032 puts that on provisional pole position for now with just under 7 minutes left on the clock. I'm going to go further down and see. We've got Sutton, who's still yet to set a time. Only driver who's yet to set a time is out on the track right now on a lap. Just coming around turn 6 there into turn 7 and 8, 9 there through the S's. Nicely does it for them. Now down into turn 12. Oh, unfortunately invalidated on their time yet again. They'll be hopping into the pits right now. We'll move further up. Seen Spike involved in a little bit of controversy earlier on in the qualifying with Max Deer, who currently sits in 9th place, getting involved in their little mini race on what is to come in a few moments' time. Let's see how Spike is going to fare in that McLaren. Just coming around the final corner now. To the line they come. What are they going to be able to put in? Did they improve on their time? No, they didn't, unfortunately. So it's still sitting down in that 14th position. I get what you're saying, Thomas. We'll just do extra pit stop in the race or something. We'll see how it goes. So we've got Robbie kind of egging on Thomas to see if he can get that pole position. Is he going to push for that? He's going to go for a 114. Let's see if he can. We've got this little mini race here, it seems. Oh, Aston Martin and Ferrari coming right close to one another. But Imran Clark puts that into second place on 115.057. Right, so all eyes are going to be on Thomas in a few moments when he comes out of the pits. We'll see how they are going to do. We've got CJ Tram, are they on a hot lap or are they just finished? Sometimes it can be confusing with this track having such that long main straight. It's I think it's one of the longest straights on the calendar. It's the longest main straight anyway, and that is definitely going to be playing a part in the race. So the drivers in P3 and P4 could be looking at being leading going into turn 1 with it being such a long run down to turn 1. So using that slipstream effect, oh, we've seen that there. That was a little cheeky Aston Martin going flying across there. That was Quack just wanting to get back in the pits real quick. Not long left on the calendar, on the timer. Jeezy peeps. But we've got Thomas there just coming around at turn 6 there. So we're going to see quickly how San is doing while they're on their lap. They're just coming through the turn 6 section now. We'll go on board with Thomas. All eyes are on Thomas. Let's see if he could back up them words that he was saying in chat. Can he get this pole position? There's only 2 minutes 40 left on the clock for him. He's got a clean, loads of clean air right in front of him. Except there is a Williams just coming out. I think there's a Williams anyway. I do always get the blues mixed up, the colours are all too alike, but yep, it does look like that's a Williams. Nicely through turns 1, 2 and 3. Did miss the apex at 3, getting a bit too much traction it seems, so that's Night Flash out in the front, and it seems offering a little bit of a slipstream there. going down into turn 4, around turn 5, gets out of the way. Oh, and Thomas isn't validated his time. He can recharge that battery, just hold on the brake a little, and not put it into the wall. That was a close one, so we'll see if he is going to be able to back that up. He's got one more shot at this. So where did San ended up going to 115.527, goes P11. See Healy, whereabouts are they? They're currently, oh, little Jim, 114.886. Right, Thomas, you're getting some competition here, it seems. We'll stay on board with Healy quickly, just while they're finishing their lap, just coming through the stadium section. The final few corners. Let's see what time the Silver is going to be able to do. Coming to the line, it's going to be a 115.537. It's only good enough for 12th position. We'll go up to Thomas right now, who's just going down the straight down into turn 4. Nice and smooth there. We've got a V-carb in front. Hopefully that doesn't cause any fuss for them. Into turn 7 nicely. Hooking that curb there at turn 8. You've got to be careful there, so it could end up dragging your car around the corner a bit too much. Going down into turn 12. DRS wide open before slamming shut as he hammers on the brakes. Through turn 13 and 14, and this little bit is meant to be turn 15. Oh, extending that car out wide, pushing it as much as they can to cross the line. 114.629. So he managed to back up them words that he did say in the chat and manages to get that provisional pole position. Let's see if I'm on Quack. The Quackhead has got anything to say. Oh, so close. 100th of a second between them. Let's see, who have we got up next? We're going to go further down. We'll go with Benji. They've unfortunately invalidated their lap times, so they'll be starting in at least 10th. We've got LSA, who we're on board with right now. We've got Healy, who just came into the pits and retired. Not improving as much on their time to move up any positions, as LSA Dan slips into 11th place, just in between Benji and LSA. We're going to go down to Monnier, who's just coming up to the end of their lap, struggling a bit, but they're not going to be going any quicker. And they're definitely not going to be going any quicker, and I don't think the pit crew and the engineers are going to be particularly happy about that. Yep, so we've got a couple of well played, Thomas from Robbie Shore, and Aston saying, hey, well done. And we've got Night Flash saying they tried their best, well done, Thomas. So Thomas are doing it quite nicely out there. So here we go, getting the run down. So we've got Thomas backing up his word there, but only by 100th of a second over I Am Quack. And Night Flash is only 33 thousandths of a second just behind that, so less than a blink of an eye between the top three. We've got Little Jim in 4th, Idle North in 5th, 6th for Max Tier, Static Lazy in 7th, 8th for Jay. Then we've got CJ Drama in 9th, 10th for Benji, Dan in 11th, LSA in 12th, 13th for San. Then we've got Healy in 14th, 15th for Jay Hartnell. Then we've got Spike, Monnier, Jack, and Mean Moody there. We've got Thompson back-to-back poles in all leagues he's in, so that's always good when that happens. Managing to keep that on a roll. It looks like the sun is splitting the track, and it is going to be a nice and toasty round. Definitely the one thing you would usually have to worry about. I'm unsure if it really affects it in the game, but is with Mexico being at a higher altitude, I think it's actually one of the highest in the calendar above sea level. So aerodynamics don't really take as much of an effect with it being thinner air, so it's not as much air resistance that you'll be getting. So drivers usually do end up with a bit more downforce than usual at this track. And engine coolant is usually another problem as well. And you usually end up seeing extra coolant vents on the side pods, on the engine covers, sorry, just above the side pods. But right now, here we are, we're getting ready to get underway. We've got 4, 5 red lights, and it was a long hold there, and away we go. We've got a few getting, was that a couple of them getting, wait, what's happened with Jack's just been disqualified for reversing on track. What the hell has happened? That was confusing. So we've got Thomas starting on the hards, managing to get a good jump off the line. Static Lazy's actually up between up 3 positions, with battling with third place Idle North. Oh, we've got Thomas, who's just been overtaken from I'm Quack there, so we've had a switch in the lead already. Thomas is going to be struggling a wee bit there. He's on a bit of a disadvantage on the tyre margin right now. Now coming into sector 2, we're going to get the position changes back up on the screen. Dan up 5 places from 11th position, so nice start there from the Alpine to move up 5 positions. Biggest loser, unfortunately, Night Flash not managing to get a good start, is down to 10 positions. San also moving down quite a few there, and Mean Man Moody is unfortunately not even in the lobby again. I think this happened just recently before. Yeah, I think they reversed while on the grid somehow. Unsure as to how that does end up happening. Oh, we're seeing that Alpine done. Having a look down the inside of the RBs, and a little bit of a V-carb sandwich right now, so he's going to have to be careful of that. Now coming up to turn 4, no one going for a move just yet. Big lock up there from Benji going into turn 4. See the dust, smoke bellowing out that front left. Oh, we got our first 3-second time penalty from LSA. That's for exceeding track limits. We see that happen quite often here, as the S section is sort of a one-line sort of go. You can't really take many more lines, and you're pushing to the limit constantly through that section, so you will be playing with the limits of the track at parts. Going further down, it looks like Static Lazy getting past Idle North there and moving up into 3rd position. Nicely done from them. We've got Healy making a move, so the other Silver making a move on J and moving up in position also. And we'll also have that DRS again, so a little bit of a safeguard there. And if you look down at the right hand side of the screen, you'll see the track map, and you see the little green circles. That denotes the DRS detection points, and as you can see, you've only got 2 there, and we've got 3 DRS zones, so it's going to end up becoming a bit of an issue in regards to defending. We've got the 2 RBs here going side by side. We've got a terrible camera angle there from that, and going down into turn 12, it looks like Little Jim is going to manage to finalise that move going around to turn 13. Nicely done there. That was a good move there from Little Jim to get that 5th position off of their teammate. So we check back in with the leaders and we'll see how Thomas is doing. He's actually lifting off a little. Not good. Hopefully we'll see him getting up there a bit more. We'll see Benji managing to get up into 6th position. Oh, that was a bit of contact there, it seemed, between Dan and LSA. LSA managing to walk away. A bit of a Scot free there. Dan getting a bit shaken up there, it seems, on the traction. Coming out of turn at 3. It does end up moving down into 8th position. Jay, are they around? Jay's actually off the track. Who was that that made contact? Was that with Healy? It did miss that, unfortunately. So Healy and Jay making contact. Healy letting Jay back past, it seems. And I think that was Healy's way of apologising for that. It was their fault. So fair play to them there. Static is definitely flying. Jay Hartnell, another one who's actually up 5 places, so doing quite well. Right on the tail of Max Tier. Let's see, Static Lazy on them medium compound tyres. Got the hard runner of Thomas up next. We've got Benji, the Flying Scot, in the 4th position now, making their way past the little Jim. And they'll have the DRS again for effect. You can see he's not within 1 second of the car ahead, but that is the issue with this track. There is 2 DRS detection points and only 3 zones. So we've got Robbie Short. Has Thomas converted his poles to wins back-to-back in all leagues he's in? I'm unsure about that. That'll be a question we'll soon be able to find out. If he's managed to get a 100% pole to win ratio, that'd actually be a good one to find out. He's trying to do the boy dirty right now. I mean, we'll find out. Benji and going wide, having to take a little bit of a wider line there. A little jump, putting that nose of that RB up. We've got a yellow flag in sector 2. That looks like it's Healy off the track. Managed to get back going again, so that's good to know. Well, it looks like Thomas is listening out there, and it looks like he's going for that and taking the 1st place away on lap 6. He's going to have the DRS again, so he's going to be able to pull away from the Aston Martin of Quack. There we go, gets pulling away. Static Lazy still catching up to Quack and Thomas up ahead. So we've got Robbie Shore saying, no, but I like people who back themselves up. Yep, and I do agree. If you're going to talk it, let's see if you could back it up. We've got a Ferrari. Is that? Oh, as Money is retired from the Grand Prix. It's a bit unfortunate. So we're now down to 17. Jay has got a 3-second time penalty. Oh, wait a second, let's see. Oh, that was close. Holy Jesus, that was... I have no words there. That was insane there. Thomas and Quack there. What an overtake for Quack. I honestly thought there was going to be contact there. Wow. Nicely done from the pair of them to keep that out of that Ferrari of Money. That is one problem with this game, I will say, is you can't just retire in the pits and the car just get driven into the garage. It always comes back out on track, and it is annoying, but it just finds the first lay-by further down the road. It's usually quite a way down, around turn 2, I think it is, roughly. And we're going to have a bit of an issue with that again. That's why he's on Quack. Yep, that is that seems to be the case, and it looks like he's doing a bit of weaving. He's not meant to be weaving that much, but that doesn't matter to Thomas. Thomas managing to get out and past and back up into first place. See if we could see where that car is. No, we can't see at all. Moving further down, got LSA getting an overtake done on Dan and moving up into 7th place. Is up 5 positions. So nicely done from LSA to come up from 12th position. We've got Jay and San swapping places. So Jay moving up into 12th. Nicely done there. Now he's just got to catch Spike up ahead. Nicely does it. We've got Knife Flash right close to the back of CJ Drama. Oh, Idle North and LSA swapping places, and LSA getting a nice move around the outside of turn 12. Not expecting a move there, especially around the outside. Idle North popping into the pits, getting a change of tyres and getting the hard compound tyres on, it must seem. Bit early for a pit stop, I would say, but we'll see how things are going to go. Thomas getting a 3-second time penalty, definitely not what you're going to be wanting. We've got San and Jay side by side. Coming down into turn 1, Jay looks like he's going to be able to carry that through and keep that 9th position. Nicely done from Jay there, but he does end up going off the track. Could possibly have picked up a warning for exceeding track limits there. Jay Hartnell and Max Tier. Oh, let's see, we'll go further up there. We'll see Little Jim and Static Lazy battling out side by side, going through turn 12 and into 13. Spike picking up a 3-second penalty. Static Lazy managing to defend that position all the while. Benji is gaining. And now we can see Static Lazy is going to be a bit of a struggle now. He won't have any DRS and he's got 2 cars coming flying up the back of him. He's going to have to pick the left hand side, but he's blocked off. Oh, Benji just gets blocked off. Can't do anything just yet. But, oh, he might have been a bit glad there that he didn't do anything just yet, as they two end up making contact up ahead. Little Jim and Static Lazy. Is there any damage to that car? I think Little Jim has actually got damage to that front wing. And he's actually trying to throw up the inside again. Oh, a bit dangerous there from Little Jim. Trying to throw that nose up there. Benji being ever vigilant there. Just letting off the throttle. Move back up to the leaders right now of Thomas and Quack. Let's see how this duel is going on. We've got a yellow flag in sector 2, and that is for the McLaren of Spike. Jay and San battling out still. Little Jim's got a 3-second time penalty. Let's see, is Jay going to get a good switch back here? Nope, it's too crowded there. We're going to move back up to the front of the pack. Thomas taking the lead of this Grand Prix yet again. Quack getting a 3-second time penalty, braking a bit late and almost going into the back of Thomas there. We've got Static Lazy and Benji going side by side into turn 1 as Little Jim has took that 3rd place away from De Silver, and Benji getting a poor exit out of turn 3. That has allowed Benji, Static Lazy getting a poor exit out of turn 3. That's allowed Benji up into 4th position. Now following through with a Little Jim, and to get on that podium he's only got one more car to beat. CJ Drama taking that 8th position. Nicely done off of off of LSA, sorry. My mistake. Let me see. Thomas actually managing to pull quite a gap on Quack now. Quack actually going quite slowly, unusually. That's a bit odd. We'll have a look at penalties right now. We see 6 seconds for Thomas, Quack and Little Jim are on 3 seconds. Benji on none, same with Static Lazy and Night Flash. And we've got 3 seconds for Dan, 6 for CJ Drama, who just ends up getting past and almost Dan's into the pits, that's why. Benji being overtaken by Static Lazy. Unfortunately, Little Jim's managed to pull quite a gap. Spike, 10-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Let's see who else is into the pit. It's just Spike and Dan right now. So we've got the tyres up right now. So we see Little Jim's tyres are a bit better at this point, with it being the hard compound tyres. The mediums will be starting to fall off and won't be as effective right now. We've got the two Williams in 5th and 6th. Williams looking like they could be in for a good points haul here today. Jay getting a 3-second time penalty. Another one to get a 3-second time penalty. We've got Max Tier on 9, 3 for Dan, Jay on 9 also, and 13 seconds for Spike. Now into the pits comes Static Lazy, 10-second penalty for LSA. And you can see that Ferrari just coming into the pits also behind. Now we'll get the tyre starts up, so both opting for the hard compound tyres. Benji and Night Flash swapping positions. Night Flash now getting up into 4th position. Jay has retired from the Grand Prix. That is in the pit lane, so there won't be any safety car or such from that. So Night Flash on the better tyres now. Benji, best he could do is stick with his teammate ahead and get that DRS and try and get into the pits, get on them hard compound tyres that will last until the end of the race, hopefully. So let's see, Static Lazy on fresh hard tyres against 7-lap old. Oh, he's got that first penalty. He's picked up 3 seconds worth of penalties. We've got a yellow flag in turn 1 due to Jay now just coming to the end and retiring. And that's what I'm saying, it takes it all the way to there. You can see him just pulling off to the left hand side there. It's a bit annoying, to be honest. Sometimes Benji is going really slow. I'm wondering what's happening with Benji here. Oh, they've just came out of the pits, that's why they've lost a lot of time. Managing to cover off Static Lacy though and stick with the Silver, who is now getting past Idle North. Is trying to go up the inside. Oh, Static Lazy taking out drivers left and right there. A little bit of it's going to be definitely a bit of words said about that. And that was the Haas of Jay Hartnell, who did end up getting spun out there. Benji ended up making a little bit of contact, unfortunately, also. So, but I don't think they managed to get any damage. Nope, they walked away quite nicely. So Thomas managing to keep that lead quite nicely, 4.4 seconds over Quack, whose tyres will definitely have been falling off now. Static Lazy making their way past Idle North. Same with Benji. Oh, and Idle North going up the outside, trying to get that move back and try and keep their nose in place there. Idle North also getting a 3-second time penalty for their efforts. On top of that, got a yellow flag in Sector 1. Seems to be for a Ferrari, unfortunately. Hopefully everything is all good on that front. We're on the lap 15 now out of 36. And Thomas just ends up hitting that lap counter to make that lap 16. So on board with Static Lazy, this is the battle for 6th place right now, followed closely by Benji, Idle North, Max Tier and Dan. And then 1.7 seconds up the road in 11th place is CJ Drama. Let's see if there are going to be any overtakes. Static Lazy is going to be the one that's vulnerable here. Isn't going to have any DRS at all. So let's see, we've got Benji coming up and going past and moving up into 6th position. Now he's going to have that DRS to pull away again. We've got LSA pulling into the pits to retire that Ferrari. It's a bit unfortunate, down in 14th place, coming into the pits. Night Flash right on the back of Little Jim here. Little Jim sitting. Did he manage to get that DRS? I don't think he did. He actually just missed out on that. Quack is into the pits, getting a tyre change and jumping onto them hard compound tyres a little bit later than a lot of the other drivers. So we'll see how that is going to fare in the later stages of this Grand Prix. Also, Night Flash did end up getting the DRS. Where is Quack going to come out? He's actually managed to gap Benji quite a bit there and Static Lazy. Static Lazy getting past Benji. What about Idle North? Is he going to fall through on that? Doesn't look like he went for it at all. So settling down into 8th place. He could end up getting that 7th place off of Benji, but I think he's just a little bit too far up the road in order for the Alpine to get that position. So here we go. Night Flash is got the DRS and can catch up to the back of the RB. Let's see how quickly he is going to be pulling them in. It's going to be an overtake for turn 4, depending on how his exit is going to be out of turn 3. Trying to take as much curb as possible and try and find that sweet spot of getting that curb, getting that wheel over that inside curb. Not managing to get up close enough just yet, but Quack does, getting past San. Benji getting past Static Lazy also. I think Dan and Idle North were trying to swap places there, but no dice up to now. Static Lazy not getting close enough to Benji in 6th place. Not being able to get that position back. Idle North and Max Tier swapping places. Max Tier getting up into 9th place there, using the DRS quite effectively. Going to move up to Benji getting past San there at turn 12. Nicely done from him. Thomas is still out in the lead right now by quite a fair margin. Night Flash getting past a little Jim. That was actually a lot sooner than I had expected. Oh, so San being overtaken by Static Lazy there. Static getting that 6th position quite nicely. Now let's see if he's going to catch up to Benji here, but looking from the back, you could see Dan and San. That's going to be a bit of a tongue twister. Dan and San swapping places. San moving down into 8th position, and Dan, what happened there? Alpine Idle North just went straight, almost into the wall. Fortunately enough, no damage. I think he managed to keep it out of the wall, and that was a bit of an odd one for Idle North. Has actually lost a lot of ground, and it seems like they are just coming to bring the car in. We're stuck in 4th gear. Have it actually stuck in 4th gear, or... can they not upshift? Doesn't seem to be that they're able to upshift, so they'll be coming in to retire the car, which is a bit unfortunate. So Idle North, if you're listening, fire in a comment, let us know what happened there. That's a bit unusual. Was it an upshift problem with the transmission, or... because I noticed you weren't upshifting, so whether it could be that. So let's see, is a little Jim going to be able to get close enough to get this DRS? It doesn't look like it. Nope, he wasn't, so Thomas into the pits now, onto the medium tyres, sole driver on the mediums. He's going to come out in 3rd place, but can have Quack coming at him. And he's actually managed to pass him. Static Lazy could end up getting this overtake, just judging whether Thomas is going to be able to get up to speed or not. Oh, we've got Benji coming up the inside there. A little surprise. Williams firing up the inside, up into 5th place now. Welcome along all those who are joining in. We're on the lap 21 and we're looking at Dan and Static Lazy. Dan looking for a move there on that Silver, but not providing any sort of opening for the Alpine to make a move on. Thomas just came out of the pits from the lead of this Grand Prix. So let's see how well they are going to do. We've got Benji, who's actually up 5 positions here. So nicely done from them, coming up from 10th position. We've got Little Jim and Night Flash into the pits now. Away they go again. It's amazing how quick it is for the pit crew to get the car jacked up, 4 tyres done, off on. That's insane. I think the world record is 1.8 seconds set by, I think it was McLaren last year or the year before. Robbie, you might know that answer. Looking on at Little Jim though, managing to get back past San, who's on them old hard tyres. Has San even made a pit stop yet? Nope, San is the only one who has not made a pit stop yet. That is actually quite interesting. Little Jim and Night Flash have just pit for fresh mediums. So now Thomas has got the clear air ahead of him to catch up to Quack here, who's in the lead right now. So, folks, we've got Benji and Static Lazy still battling out for that final podium position. It looks like Static Lazy's winning the battle right now, up in the third place. We've got about 14 laps left in this Grand Prix. So see, Jay Hartnell has came into the pits. Oh, we've got Little Jim and Max Tier battling out, two teammates there. Let's hope it doesn't all go to hell, which it didn't, fortunately enough. And it didn't end up like what the Ferraris did today, and boshing into each other as they were battling out around turn 1 and 2. I will say that was quite an interesting race earlier on for the Chinese Grand Prix. Anyone else in the chat feel the same? Oh, wait, there we've seen Benji getting up into third place there. Nicely done, using the DRS. I'm confused by that statement there, but we see the fastest pit stop, yep, 1.8 seconds, and that was set to 2023 in Qatar. I think, was that during the hot Qatar, or was that 22? Can't remember. There was one where I just remember people were apparently spewing in their helmets that it was that hot, which was kind of silly if you ask me, why they were racing in such hot environments to begin with. Yep, and that was McLaren Lando Norris. Yeah, that was incredible. I remember even seeing the reaction from, I think it was the Red Bull crew or a Ferrari crew that were next to them, and they were just like, wow, you never bowled away but with it. So yep, it is insane. Night Flash putting in the fastest lap there. As you see, Benji swapping places with Static Lazy. Static Lazy now up into third place. Night Flash putting the fastest lap, 1:16.768. So fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Oh yeah, Robbie, on about the fastest lap here at this track. Yeah, so 1:17.774 Valtteri Bottas for Mercedes in 2021, which rounded out an average speed of 123.791 miles an hour, or just under 200 kilometers on average in that Mercedes W12. So a very nice time there, but we've already seen that beat here, and we usually see that happen in online racing. End up seeing the times beaten. Let's see, Benji coming up on Static Lazy and taking that third place back. Nicely done there from Benji. Getting back up there, we've got Thomas, who's right on the tail of Quack there. Taking quite a big chunk out of that apex at turn 5, so I'll definitely be saving him a good chunk of time. We've got CJ Drama and Little Jim here battling out side by side, going into turn 6. Little Jim running up the inside in front and getting that 7th place. Nicely done from them. A little bit of wheel banging there though, as they were going around turn 4 and 5. Benji can win this. Well, he's going to have to do quite a bit, as he's going to have to catch up about 8 seconds, and that's just to get to Thomas, and then before overtaking the rest of them. But you could definitely still in for winning this battle with Static Lazy, considering Static Lazy has got penalties. But actually, wait there, if we connect that to the leader, if he could close in that gap by just over 3 seconds, he could actually get the victory here. So if Benji is listening out there, let's see. Oh, Quack still managing to keep that lead there. They two battling it out. That could still happen. If they two end up battling out too hard, that could end up being the case. We'll keep an eye on the gap between Benji and Thomas, but I suspect that gap is just going to get bigger and bigger between the pair of them. At this rate, all he's going to be able to get is that third place now that he's 9 seconds adrift of Thomas. But we'll see how that is going to go. We'll go on board with Thomas right now, who's right on the back of Quack. Quack trying to charge that battery. They've both actually quite low on their battery charge at the moment. Not got a lot in that energy store. Static Lazy and Benji swapping places yet again. 9.5 seconds is the gap between second and third, so quite a big gap, unfortunately. We'll go further down. See, doesn't look like they're close enough to shift any positions yet. Benji's still settling it into that fourth position. Not wanting to get too comfortable with that position. Of course, the rest of the field almost have all got penalties. The only ones who haven't is the Williams and the Haas of... Oh, now he could end up getting... is almost guaranteed a position on that podium with everything that is going on. But Jay and Mean Man Moody unfortunately isn't here. Static Lazy getting another penalty. That's 9 seconds worth of penalties. That is unfortunate there for Static Lazy. So 9 seconds worth, that's going to bump them down quite a bit depending on how everything goes. Static Lazy into the pits, and are they going to retire? Oh, that's a bit unfortunate. We were kind of enjoying that battle that we were having there. So Static Lazy coming into the pits a bit aggrieved by the penalties given, it seems. We've got Thomas and Quack still battling it out, still going for it with each and every bit of what they've got at their disposal. Thomas still not managing to get past Quack, so Quack just holding on to that first place quite nicely. Oh, and Benji's picked up his first penalty, a 3-second time penalty for Benji. So that runs that back down to 9 seconds. So he's going to need to try and catch a good rhythm here to try and close that gap to Thomas, or hope that a little bit of contact, God forbid, does it end up happening. Quack will probably take the win now. Yeah, it does seem like that, considering the 3-second time penalty. Going on at Lotto Jimto, is he going to be able to? No, that's the power of the double DRS. It's not very good, unfortunately, when you've got a car ahead with the DRS also. Looking at that gap, it's, even if he didn't have that penalty at 3 seconds worth, it's almost going to be not going to help him at all, regardless. Quite curious as to why Thomas hasn't went for a move yet, or hasn't been able to get past just yet. Not backing up his claims, it seems. He's going to need to try and pull a gap of 6 seconds on Quack. But like Robbie said, Quack is in lead to win this right now. It's his his race to win or lose as things stand right now. We're just about to go on to lap 31, so there'll be 6 laps remaining now. I think they're both trying to charge up some of that battery there that they've got. They're both running quite low. Moving up Little Jim, not got the straight line speed at all compared to Dan. So Braden saying, well, me and Thomas swapped the leagues. What? I was in the SRS, he was in the VFRL on Sundays. Now we're swapped. So you got his seat and he's got your seat, it seems. Is that what you're saying, Braden? Well, let's have a quick look and see how Thomas is doing right now. Second place, not managing to make a move just yet. Dan and Little Jim have just swapped places. And looking on at Little Jim, looks like he's going to manage to steal that position back with having that inside line. Proving it quite effective. Looking on at CG Drama and Night Flash wheel banging there as they're going around turn 13 and 14. Dan managing to prove... Dan? Yeah, Dan actually, sorry. No, Night Flash, sorry, proving to be the victor there. Is Little Jim going to go for a move? He's looking left and right, trying to see if he could get a move done, but nothing is going just yet. We'll move back up to Thomas right now and see if he's going to be able to make any headway on Quack. Quack doing whatever he can to try and stay alive in this fight. Of course, all he has to do is just try and stay with Thomas. Regarding them penalties, that's definitely going to be a big case that you're going to be able to have to argue in order to remove all of them penalties. So it is sort of signed, sealed and delivered. Thomas has got them 12 seconds worth of penalties. Is he going to go for the move now? Yes, he is. And on lap 33, we've had a change for the lead. The Mercedes of Thomas is going to go for this and try and get this win, but he's going to have to try and pull out about 2 to 3 seconds per lap. It's going to be a tall order, I will say. Oh, and we've seen it. Is that CG Drama doing a double overtake there on Little Jim and Dan to take a 4th position. Nicely done, but CG Drama, unfortunately, has got 12 seconds worth of penalties. Definitely going to need to create a big gap in order to maintain that position. Little Jim trying to keep his nose in against the volumes of Night Flash. Night Flash not having anything, doing whatever he can to try and maintain that 6th position, and he does with getting that inside line. But oh, bit of a wobble, and that allows Little Jim to move up and move past Night Flash, but unfortunately there for the Williams team. We've got Quack still sitting with the Mercedes up ahead, and it looks like Thomas knows that he's not going to be able to increase that gap and get up into 1st place officially, including the penalties, so he's just going to have to settle in for that 2nd place, unfortunately for them. Night Flash and Little Jim again. Night Flash being the aggressor here, trying to get past Little Jim again, and it looks like he does manage to do that and get that 6th place nicely. So Williams doing quite well, and so is Aston Martin actually, currently sitting first and fourth right now. Of course, CJ Ram does have a lot of penalties. Night Flash is looking to make up a good few positions here, judging by the amount of penalties up in front. So you could actually be about to move up 2 places and get a 4th position actually. So we could end up seeing a good result there. Actually, could end up with a 3rd. Could end up on the podium here if they could keep it up. Dan not able to make the move there just yet. We could see him make it going down into turn 4. Whether he gets a good launch out of here, it doesn't look like he managed to get a good enough launch to get an attempt going. Unless he's going to take a few pages out of Daniel Ricciardo's book on the late braking, he's not going to make any headway just yet. Currently having to sit in that 5th position for now. Oh, Dan getting a 12 seconds worth of penalties now. Exceeding track limits. Did say earlier on in the stream that it was going to be a load of drivers getting penalties, especially due to the S's section. And lo and behold, look at that, a good few drivers getting penalties. Max Tier being the highest right now on 18 seconds worth of penalties. Dan and CJ Drama are now battling for position here. I would say it would be for that 4th position, but it isn't. It's going to change. Dan taking the lead of this battle on the final lap. We are already on the final lap of this Grand Prix now. Quack and Thomas have done excellent here, and same with Benji, I will say. But we'll see, position changes. Benji and Dan both up 7 places. Jay Hartnell up 6 places. Nicely done from them. Night Flash did qualify in P3. Didn't get the best of starts. Let's see if they could bring it back and get it onto that podium in the closing stages of this Grand Prix. I'm unsure. Nope, it doesn't look like they are, with Dan managing to follow that gap with Benji. Across the line it comes Quack, but the action is still going on further down. Oh, we've had a bit of contact there with Night Flash, almost getting through into the wall there from Dan and CJ Drama, both battling out, coming across the line. It looks like Dan is going to win that battle. Night Flash manages to get that 4th position. Williams get a 3rd and a 4th. Nicely done there. Amon Quack gets that 1st position with Thomas in 2nd. Let's see what jump coming across the line with Dan and the CJ Drama dropping down to 6th and 7th. Max Tier in 18th will definitely drop down at least 1 position. Jay Hartnell could get that 8th position just coming up to the end. Tyre temp is horrible. Yep, that's the issue with sitting behind. It doesn't help at all. I did notice the same being the case in Austria. The tyre temp and engine temp is a bit of a nightmare. With this track, it's a bit worse, I will say, in terms of tyre temp. Aston's saying good race there, and definitely was a good race. There we go, see Quack, Thomas and Benji up on the podium there. Nicely done. And we'll see the silent celebrations. It's honestly, I want to know if anyone that's actually does play the game, do you actually get that on on your podium celebrations on the line. I'm actually genuinely curious about that, or if it's just a problem with spectators, because I know that they don't really pay much attention to spectator bugs or whatever much. But anyway, we'll get down to the final order. We'll see Iron Quack getting that victory there, and well done to them. Thomas, unfortunately, losing out on that battle there with the penalties. That was a bit bad in that case, but unfortunate there. Benji managing to get that third place nicely done with their teammate pulling up just behind them in the fourth position with the fastest lap, so 1:16.768 fastest lap then with the little Jim and Dan just behind that. CJ Drama in 7th, 8th for Jay Hartnell, Max Tier in 9th, 10th for Sans, Spike in 11th. Mean Man Moody, unfortunately, disconnected early, so didn't get in. We've got Static Lazy, Idle North, LSA, Jay, Healy, Munier, and Jack, who all did not finish the race. Jack, unfortunately, did end up disqualifying themselves by reversing on the grid, which was a bit unfortunate. My rival was tires overheating. Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate when you're in that sort of slipstream constantly. You do end up getting your tires heated up by the exhaust gases coming out the car in front. So a bit unfortunate there. Hopefully, Thomas could maybe bring it back around in the next stage. The next Grand Prix. We'll have a look and see on the calendar what is the next race. Having a quick look. Calendar. Here we go. Calendar. So next week on Sunday it is going to be Imola, and it's going to be a 2-stop race. So that means everybody has to make at least 2 stops. We're seeing the same inclusion with that into this year's Monaco Grand Prix actually, so that could make that a bit more interesting in the future. As well, no, Monaco, it's a bit of a parade race. No real overtaking does happen, especially in this day and age with how wide the cars are, so it's good to see that. But that is it from me tonight. Should be live again next weekend, next Saturday and Sunday. So tune in again. That's going to be 8 p.m. both on Saturday and Sunday. So until next time, from me it is peace out.